What's good, y'all? So I'm not gonna lie to you guys, ever since the end of the NBA season, I've been kind of lost with what to watch on TV. I'm not too big into baseball. I know it's baseball season right now. I've been watching here and there, I guess. But just overall, I don't know what to watch. And that is finally solved, at least for a little bit, with the NBA Summer League starting. It will be starting, I believe, tomorrow when you guys are seeing this. It's either the Friday or the Saturday. I forget which one. But regardless, we get NBA basketball. It doesn't hit as hard as the NBA regular season, though, because obviously you have none of the big stars or none of the guys you're used to watching, really. It's just young players. But because of that, it's kind of cool in its own way. You get to see all the rookies come in, some second-year guys, and then just some other oddball guys thrown in there as well. So in this video, I'm going to let you guys know the players that I'm going to be keeping a special eye on throughout this summer league. Just certain guys, they're rookies that I'm just interested in coming into the NBA. Some guys are second-year players. Some, are just the random guys, like I was saying, how they're just kind of on a roster for some reason. Before we share my list, though, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on the next video. Hit the like as well. And then in the comments, too, let me know who you guys are most excited to watch this year at Summer League. And then lastly, before we get into our first guy, I do want to preface this that I don't watch college basketball. I watch March Madness, as majority of basketball fans do. But I don't keep up with all these guys. I don't really have too much scouting reports before they come into the NBA. I wait till Summer League and then the NBA, and that's when I kind of learn about their game and different things like that. So take what I say with a grain of salt when it comes to these rookies. That being said, though, the first player that I'm going to highlight that I'm going to be watching out for is Cam Whitmore, the rookie for the Houston Rockets. I do know that Cam was very highly touted coming into college from high school, and then he had kind of a down year. And then he was still, top 5, top 10 projected pick in this year's draft and fell all the way to 20. I was watching, ESPN. It had him as the number 1 prospect for forever, the whole first round basically. I was watching with the Through the Wire watch party too. They were talking about how they're very surprised that he fell. Apparently it was just because of interviews. Regardless though, he's not gonna have to interview on the court, so I'm hoping he just hoops. I also want to see how he fits in with the young core that the Rockets already have. I do think that the wing position is probably the least deep that they have out of their young guys, at least. They just traded away Josh Christopher and Kenyon Martin, so that kind of depletes it already. They do have Tari Eason still, and then they also have Jae'Sean Tate, but he's only 6'4", so he's pretty undersized. So having a guy like Cam Whitmore coming in at 6'8", 6'7", around that area, he can give them some good size, some good offense. I feel like he could fit in very well. And then between their free agent signings and just guys getting better and different things like that, I think the Rockets could be really, really good, or not good, really, really fun to watch is what I meant to say. They could be really fun to watch. I'm a big Sengun guy, as you guys probably know. I had a big video blow up from Sengun, so shout out to him. Jalen Green, he's seeing him take that next step. Amen Thompson would be really, really cool too to see him really burst out onto the scene. So just overall, I feel like the Rockets could be fun. And then, so I'm already trying to preview it with Cam right here. The next guy I'm really excited to watch is Jaime Jaquez for the Heat. The Heat already played their first Summer League game I think they're in the California Classic somehow, even though Miami is not in California. I don't know how that works. But he showed out, led them in scoring with 22 points. Super efficient with it, too. He had that one monster poster dunk that was... I didn't know he had it like that. Like I said, I don't watch too much college basketball. And I guess that's on me for just assuming he ain't have bunnies like that. But that was a crazy ass dunk. Then he was getting to his floater mid-range kind of area where it's just in close and just the quick little floats up. I love that for him. He also went 3 for 7 from 3, hitting catch and shoot threes like that. That is exactly what the Heat need, catch and shoot guys. I really like his size. I like his creation for himself. He's a pretty good rebounder too, I've seen in college at least. And I think he could just fit in with this Heat culture, just if he locks in with that and just puts the work in, gets better with Jimmy Butler and different things like that. I think he could be really, really fun to watch too, unless he gets traded for Damian Lillard. Then he'll be over in Portland being fun to watch. Next guy I wanted to talk about was Anthony Black on the Orlando Magic. I'm really interested in him just because of the prototype of the big guard that could defend, that could play make. He's an amazing finisher too. I was watching some of his college highlights. Amazing finisher, can get to the rim and just with tough lays, he can get dunks too. He's very athletic with that. I'm really interested in that. That's probably my favorite prototype of guard, the defender and the playmaker. Those two right there, that's probably because that's what I am in basketball, the defender, playmaker. But I really like his game from what I've seen so far, and I want to see a lot more of it. And I'm also really interested to see what the guard rotation is going to be like over there in Orlando. You got Markelle Fultz, you got Cole Anthony, you got Jalen Suggs, now you got Anthony Black. I don't know how they're going to divvy that up between point guard, shooting guard, off the bench, starting, different things like that. I would say it's probably a 90% chance that Anthony Black starts the season coming off the bench, and then maybe he can overtake Markelle Fultz to that starting lineup. That would be really cool. I really like Cole Anthony in Orlando as their sixth man, so maybe that leaves Markelle as the odd man out, even though he really kind of resurrected his career over there in Orlando. That's just what I'm really interested about, all these different storylines that could come from this guard rotation. And it all starts with Anthony Black. And the last rookie that I'm excited to watch at Summer League, obviously besides the top guys, all the top 5 picks, I'm excited to watch you. But this guy is a sleeper pick, did not even get picked in the NBA draft. Markquis Nowell. He's playing for the Raptors. Shout out him. For those of you guys that do not know, Markquis was the 5'8" point guard for Kansas State that set the NCAA record or tournament record for most assists in a game. I believe it was 19. I remember watching that game. It was incredible to watch. Seeing someone so small out there, basically my height, just going out there, diming people up, getting to the rim, just doing different things like that. And then on top of that, he's from my home state of New York, so a short king from New York, just like me. Shout out to him. I'm pulling for him heavy. Hopefully he could turn this Summer League stint into a two-way contract, into a full contract, into a rotation piece starter. I'm hoping he's the next Isaiah Thomas, if I'm being honest. Now moving away from rookies, kinda. I say kinda because this next guy here, he hasn't played in the NBA yet, but he was not drafted this last draft. Talk about Chet Holmgren. I'm super high on Chet Holmgren ever since he got drafted. If you guys were here from the 2K days when I was doing career sim for Chet, I said that I think he has the potential to be the best player, like down the road, the best player in his draft. And I still believe that, man. He is an incredible talent defensively, too. We saw in OKC's game with, I don't know, they're not the California Classic. I think they were the Salt Lake one. We saw that he was a defensive monster with 4 crazy blocks. Some of them just 2 hands up, just packing him at the rim. That 7-foot frame moves incredibly well. He also had 9 rebounds, 15 points, some jump shots, some finishes at the rim, different things like that. He brings exactly what OKC needs from last year, which is rim protection, rebounding, and size. He's got all 3 of those checked off. I think that he could propel OKC so much further than a lot of people are seeing in their contention. I'm not saying they're going to win the NBA championship this season, but I wouldn't be surprised if they have kind of like a Sacramento Kings resurgence where they just boost up into like a top 4, top 5 seed. When I talked about Markquis Nowell, I grouped him in with the rookies because he is a rookie in this draft class. But he originally was grouped in with this second set of players, which are just guys that I like. I'm interested in them besides basketball. So obviously Markquis right there, the New York Short King. That is why I'm really interested in him. The next guy, though, is Jason Preston. I don't know if you guys have been watching him on TikTok. I see his TikToks every once in a while. They pop up, and he just breaks down the game, and his breakdowns are incredible. He goes over like his college tape, where he'll just go down and he'd be like, all right, so we're running the pick and roll. What I'm looking at is this guy in the corner and then this guy, and then I see him cut, and then he just breaks down the game so in depth and everything like that. Really enjoyable, really good content. I could definitely see him being a coach in the future. But then on top of that, like I was talking about with Anthony Black, my favorite archetype of point guards, can you play make? Can you defend? He does both of those. So I like him on the basketball court. I like him off the basketball court. So I'm hoping he hoops his ass off in the Summer League and maybe becomes a rotational piece for the Clippers. Who knows? And then last but definitely not least, this guy has been in the NBA before, fell out of the league. Now he's coming back. He's on the Bucks Summer League team, Taco Fall, the 7'7" phenom. Again, has nothing to do with basketball because obviously he fell out of the league for a reason. No disrespect. He just can't be that big, moving that slow in today's NBA. But it'll be really cool to see him just 7'7" out there, just do like a standing dunk without jumping. That would be really cool. I hope you guys are just as excited for Summer League as I am. I have been dying for hoops, so I'm so excited. I'm actually going to stop recording this, edit, and then watch some Summer League. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you leave it a like, subscribe so you don't miss the next one. In the description, there'll be links to all my social medias, so make sure you follow me on all those to keep up to date with me. Catch y'all.